What's up, all you crazy people? It's your boy, back for another great episode of No Love Philly, the podcast dedicated to artists, activists, musicians, comedians, breweries, basically anybody in or around the city of Philadelphia that makes this place as awesome as it fucking is. We have a trippy episode for you this time, people. We head out to University City to interview Darlene. This couple/folk duo have already released an EP. They've been on tour. We talk about the Philly Folksong Society, getting booked on an EDM festival in New York. Jack gives us some amazing tips on how to make a successful tour. And I learned so much shit about the folk scene that I had no idea even existed in Philly. And as it turns out, it's pretty freaking big. Jack also tries to recommend some beers for me because I'm a pretty basic dude, man. I like my Bud Light. I like my Red Stripe. I like my Corona. I do the PBR. I'm down for some Tecate, but I don't really get out of it too much than that. So he tries to throw me some recommendations of some beers that I can't pronounce, but that I hope to get on the podcast at sometime soon. So we have to look at show listings, man. Which I don't think I have anything up in front of me. Let's look. Let's go online and look. We can look together. What do you think about that? You, me, we get on Facebook. We do it. My usual go-to. Let's see here. You know what? Matty's always been real good. We'll check him out. So let's see what we got going on here at. So, no, that's not going to work. Let me see here. Give me just a second, guys. Relax, chill. We're going to get to the podcast. I just want to be cool, man. I just want to go ahead and throw out some shows and let people know what's going on, man, because there's a lot of cool stuff happening around here. And I wish I would get more show listings. I wish you guys would just send them in to me and submit them, and I wouldn't have to go and search and scour the internet. It'd be awesome if we had a place that that you could like just have shows all the time, just submit them and be able to put them out. I know that on 623 Eagle Daddy, El Americano, Black Dirty, Mage Hand at Pharmacy, and then you've got 624 Alice KM, Tarantino, Elaine Rasnake, Gravers Lane, and Happier Hour at Tralfamador. Fucking Yenar's playing with Psychonaut. Dude, I love that name, man. I want to interview Psychonaut just because the name is Psychonaut. Honey Tiger, who I've been meaning to interview but have not had the chance. Amora at Connie's Rick Rack. What else? Okay, so let's see if we got more going on. Let me see here. This is a funny one. It says, any locals in Philly want to play 7-Eleven, let me know. And one of the comments here was, I got a regular gig at Wawa and don't want to piss them off. Let that one kick in. And then also, sounds like a really convenient show. Can I play with taquitos? So what else do we got? Man, there was a list. There was a good list here, and I think I've royally messed it up. And I think that's it. All right, now people are messaging me. Okay, well, check it out, man. What I'm going to do is I'll try to find some more listings and we'll have them out on Monday. But for now, man, enjoy this episode with Darlene because they were some very awesome people. It was so kind of them to allow me in their home. We got to talk for a very long while. I really enjoyed their company. They're super chill people, man. It was a very relaxing, laid back, chill interview. Super busy dude, man. He helps people out when they need a guitarist. Yeah, man. So it was just cool to get to hang out with such laid back people, and I really enjoyed getting to interview them. So without any more long pauses, here we go with Darlene. We are live, man. So I am here in University City is kind of what I call. A lot of people say West Philadelphia, but as long as I was here, I started off 45th and Woodland. I was telling them earlier, so I kind of grew to know it as University City. Why don't you guys start off with your names and who you are and what you do? And
my name is Jack Shouty.
Hi, I'm Emily McDonald.
And we are the heart and soul of a group called Darlingtyne.
Darlingtyne. So I was like, wow, that is such an oddly spelled name. Where did that come from?
So currently we're Darlingtyne, Darling T-Y-N. Now originally we were Darlingtyne T-O-N. That name comes from I was living in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and that is a historical name out there. It's a street name out there, and that is where Emily and I met. Probably was 2017. It's 5 years ago now.
You better remember that date, bro.
Yeah.
You're probably going to have to hold that up much closer.
We actually just celebrated our 5-year anniversary of knowing each other, and we'll just count that as our anniversary because we started hanging out, and then we just kind of never stopped.
Aww. So then, so since then, how long did it take you guys until you started jamming out and making music and doing that kind of thing?
So Jack and I started making music like almost immediately together. As soon as we met, we both shared that we loved making music. We had a mutual friend that introduced us, and he started jamming with his guitar, and I started doing vocal jams. And before we knew it, we were writing songs together, and we were dating, and so we were spending lots of time together, and we started writing a lot of songs, and eventually we figured we better go play out somewhere, so we started doing open mics, and yeah, we've really been playing music pretty much the whole time we've known each other.
Wow, that's crazy. So you guys were not originally from Philly, is that right?
I'm from just outside of Philly in a little town called Newtown Square.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
just
awesome.
west of the city.
I grew up in northwest New Jersey, a town called Long Valley. It's right on the border of Morris and Warren County. Not the North Jersey, like New York City sprawl that you think of. This is way more Delaware Water Gap style, more farmland, rural than most parts of New Jersey.
Is that why you're both so chill? Is 'cause is it, I mean, is that? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I feel like it does. Not being part of that like urban Northeast hustle and bustle, I think helps. There wasn't much to do where I grew up personally, but I'm grateful for not being from, I don't know, somewhere like DC where it's just so go go go. Somewhere like New York where it's just so intense. I'm happy to have grown up the way that I did.
So what brought you guys out to Philly?
Well, I was going to school at Westchester University, actually at the same time as Kelsey Cork, who you interviewed 5 episodes ago or something.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
And I just like her, man, like I graduated and I wasn't going to move back home. There's nothing to do back home. Love my parents. I'm not trying to live back home, though. So it just seemed like the natural progression to say, hey, it's only 45 minutes. I've grown to love this city living out in Westchester. I should move here. My girl's living here.
So I was already living in Philly when Jack moved here. I was living in this house that we're in now, and I was going to art school at Temple, and I finished that last May. So I started out living in North Philly. I was right outside of Temple's campus, and then ended up moving out west and really falling in love with this area, and then convinced Jack that he should move here with me. We really love it out here.
So so you guys finally get over here, and then I guess you had already knew the lay of the land.
A little bit.
So were you already looking for places to play?
We played for a long time in Westchester, and then when I went back to school at Temple, we were playing a little bit less, and I got really caught up in school, so we didn't immediately start playing a lot in Philly, but as soon as I finished school, we kind of hit the ground running. We did our first tour as a band as soon as I was done at Temple, and then we came back, and we've just been playing shows like nonstop ever since for the past year.
What was that tour like? Where did that tour take you all? And when was that? Let's timeline this a little bit.
That first tour would have been, I guess, spring 2016? So that was the first one that we'd done well, really, that was the first time we'd ever been on the road, extended, playing music. We went down through Baltimore, Richmond, Virginia. We did some stuff in kind of like the middle of Virginia around like the start of the Blue Ridge Parkway. And then we wrapped up in Richmond, Virginia. So we did 4 dates with the full band, the 2 of us, a bass player, a keys player, and a drummer with the small kit. And then the rhythm section, bass, drums, and keys, went home. And Emily and I continued with a solo guitarist that was our opener. Played about 8 dates in North Carolina, mostly at breweries, which is a really great place to play, especially when you're first starting out. They got a built-in crowd. They generally will pay you a flat rate rather than relying on tickets or sales percentage. The trade-off is, people aren't there for you, kind of background music, but it's a really great way to introduce yourself to new audiences.
That's actually a really great tip. I mean, I just released that how-to guide, right? That's actually a super
that is
rad
awesome.
tip.
And not all of them want a full band, but yeah, just I'm trying to book a bunch of breweries in this area right now that I just found out have live music.
That's so awesome. I'm actually looking for. I need to find myself a badass brewery here in Philly. I'm in the market for a new beer, but the problem is that
My man, I got you. I can help you.
I hope so.
We love beer.
All right, cool. Here's the caveat, right? Here's the clincher, is that I can't have anything that's fucking citrusy. So I'll tell you. How about this? We'll do this. I'll tell you some of my favorite beers, and you tell me if you have a beer in mind that fits that mold.
Can't do anything citrusy. Rough, man. Okay.
All right. So let's do this. All right. So, and this is going to, keep in mind, what you tell me is probably going to explore, like, what's going to cause me to explore what I do next on the podcast and who I seek out to interview next. But so my number one favorite beer, and I don't give a shit what anybody else says, is Bud Light. That is my favorite. That is my go-to every time because I can drink them without getting sick. Red Stripe is my absolute number 2. Okay. I like PBR and I like Corona. And I'll do Tecate, but I really don't strive off anything after that. Like, it's kind of, those are my 5, and that's what I do. I'm a basic bitch, man. I don't know what to say.
All right. And man, that's fair, man. Everyone's got their taste. So if you were looking for like cool, interesting places to check out beer, I would recommend things in the German style. That goes back to like the 1400s. The German beer purity law, the Reinheitsgebot, which mandated that beer can be only barley, water, and hops. That's all that can go into beer in order for it to be called beer in Germany. So it's the taste variations are very subtle. It's a very subtle craft. Sly Fox Brewery out in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, specializes in the German tradition. I mean, they've branched off, but that's the heart and soul of what they do. I would try lighter things from them that would fit into that. Like their Helles Lager is a lighter German style that wouldn't be too citrusy and intense. Here in Philly, it's not a brewery, but Brauhaus Schmitz. It's on South Street. They specialize in German stuff, and they have a lot of like those lighter, subtle German styles.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking for like a lager, is what I've been told.
Yeah,
lager.
absolutely, and Germany does a lager well.
Right on, man. So getting back to you guys now that I'm gonna go check out Sly Fox, and so you guys are kind of like a I don't know, really chill. The best way that I can describe it is like a really chill, like folky kind of vibe. So you mentioned going out on this tour in like Virginia and North Carolina and doing that. Is there a lot of those groups like in those areas, or how have you found your way?
So when Jack and I first started playing music together, we were doing a lot more of the singer-songwriter duo, like really more mellow style folk music. And as we started developing and playing more with a full band, we started to call ourselves cosmic folk. So we consider that to be a base of folk and Americana music with influences of jazz, jam, we're all deadheads in the band, blues, and bluegrass, definitely. So we take a lot of those influences and bring them into our music and bring them on the road with us. And so we have really expanded our sound beyond mellow folk music, and now we do some jamming on stage. Things get a little more lively. We get like soulful and bluesy sometimes. And I think there's really a home for all that music down south. It exists here in Philly, absolutely, but everywhere you go when you're down in the south, you're going to hear somebody playing a banjo or we really feel like there is a place for our music down there. So it's great when we tour down there.
That's awesome. You say when, so that wasn't your first tour then?
We
that was
went
your
on
first
another
tour.
tour. That one was the first, but we just went on another one also during the month of May.
Awesome. So you guys just got back recently from that. So tell me
Indeed.
about that tour. What was that like?
That one was really good. That was the first time that we've taken a full drum kit. That first tour that we told you about, basically all that was the drum kit was hi-hat, snare, maybe a crash. I don't even think that we brought a kick drum with us, because that was really more, we were doing that lighter folk style. There was more brushes than sticks for the drums. So this is the first time that we brought out the full kit. We took a similar path, the Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee route that we did last time. This time tried to play a little more venues, livelier bars, just trying to get people out that were trying to listen to us, and not so much as the background music this time.
So was there a big difference in that? I mean, was there a big difference in like attendance? Was there a big difference in, that pay scale?
Because when you fucking hit these small places in the middle of the week and nobody knows you, sometimes you don't play for anyone. You play for like some people that came out for the local that you brought out. You play for the other band, the bartenders. Sometimes you go to these places and there's no built-in crowd. It's on you for the draw. It's on you as the bill you book, the locals you bring in. Those middle of the week gigs can be hard, but we played the Town Pump Tavern in Black Mountain, North Carolina. It's this little dive bar, and people came out, and we played probably the best show that we've ever played as a full group. We played for like 2.5 hours straight. That was a great show. We on our Bandcamp, darlington.bandcamp.com, we have like a selected live works page, and I think I got four tracks from that show up there.
So something we tried to do more this tour, which we didn't do so much last year, was play out with other bands that were local to the area. So I think that really helped us with our draw too. It helped us with those middle of the week gigs. And then we also tried to just play places that we knew would be catering towards our type of music, and really did more research into like checking out the venues and talking to other musicians that we know in the area. Since we've been playing for a while and traveling, we've met some people along the road, so it's really helpful to have contacts in different cities and be able to ask their advice about where would be a good place to play and all that.
Is that difficult? Is it difficult? It's already difficult enough trying to like find your place in your own scene. Is it even more difficult trying to find your place in somebody else's?
Absolutely. I mean, every city has their own music scene, and getting to know and immerse yourself in the music scene of your own city takes time, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of playing. But last tour, we didn't really have people specifically coming out for our shows. This tour, we saw people that were responding to the advertising that we were doing. We sent out flyers to be put up. We did a lot of Facebook stuff. So we actually saw a bit more of a draw this time, and we're hoping that will just increase every time that we go out on the road.
That's really smart. So did you mail out flyers? Is that what you guys did? Or did you just send a flyer and have somebody else print it out? Or
Yeah, so we sent them out to all the venues that we were going to be playing at.
That's smart, because then you're not even like, hey, print these out for us, or you already had. That's a really good move. All right,
Yeah.
so go for that. So
It was actually a really nice painting that Emily here did. A cool tree with our name in the roots, or not in the roots, in the branches. The members of the band represented as different animals, and then we did our friend Kendra Dingley is a graphic designer. She also did our EP cover, our T-shirt design. She does all of our all the artwork that isn't hand done. Really, she's our computer art wizard, and really can't thank her enough for what she's done.
people hit her up so that you can get your work done. Where would they do that? Just curiosity, just to give her a nice little plug.
On Facebook, she's Kendra Dingley Design. Kendra Dingley Design. Off the top of my head, I don't know her her website, but yeah, Kendra Dingley Design on Facebook.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure she got a little shout
Yeah,
out
absolutely,
there.
and she deserves it. She does great work.
So all right, so she does this, and this flyer that you guys have created, this is a tour flyer. So it's the same one that you're sending out to every.
So
every
we did,
place.
yeah. So we did one where it'll have, all of them had all the dates on it, and then we specifically put each show's information on the bottom. So we played at a venue called Strange Matter in Richmond, so we put that there. For our Thursday, July 18th, Town Pump, or Thursday, May 18th, Town Pump Tavern, Black Mountain, North Carolina. Send them out there so each place could put up their specific ones, and then people could also see that we're also on tour. We're a real band.
Dude, that was really smart. So were they? Where did you get that idea? I'm just curious. Where did you get the idea to do that?
One of the places that we booked just had asked that we send flyers, and I was like, yeah, we should have done that last time. Why didn't we do that last time, man? And Emily had done this Darlingtyne painting, and we were like, oh, we should use this as the tour poster. So yeah, we teamed up with Kendra and got that made up, got it printed and sent out. We should have thought about that, because we both do promotion, hanging up flyers for Death Waltz Media Company here in Philadelphia.
No, okay, now we got to talk about that. What is that? Tell me about that.
Death Waltz, they're in conjunction with Bonfire shows, Electric Factory, Underground Arts, Silk City, sometimes Union Transfer and Boot and Saddle. They're involved in the booking and the promotion. Coda as well, I think.
So they book for all of those places.
I don't know exclusively, but I mean,
They book shows there.
Yeah, the Electric Factory, I'm pretty sure, is exclusively. Justin Berger runs Death Waltz, and that's a dude you should talk to at
Justin
some point.
Berger, Death Waltz.
I can give you his
Totally,
info.
yeah, I'm interested. So he's a booking agent, is what he is that right? He's
Or
a promoter.
Yeah. I guess promoter would be the word.
Bitchin'. All right, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys start doing that, and then so you start seeing more of a turnout and more of people like, oh, I'm coming to see this band. Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit more. It was really nice to see. I hope he listens to this. This dude Tom at that Black Mountain show. Old head, lives in Black Mountain. Came out and saw us the year before and this year. Then came and saw us at our next show after we saw him in Black Mountain. Super supportive, awesome dude.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, shout out to you, Tom, if you're listening.
Well, hopefully, yeah, man. Hopefully he does check that out. That's really cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. So the other thing that that was tour number 2, right? How many you recorded some of the songs from your previous tour and did this kind of like live for live, I guess you would call it a digital EP almost of live music, right?
Just been trying to collect some of the better songs. Part of this new like jam band thing that we've been doing means that every time we play some of these songs, there's parts that are a little bit different. I take a different solo, things like that. So to kind of collect the best versions of these and put them out for people to listen to gives us, a nice sampler of generally what we sound like.
So how many recorded works do you all have, and either albums, EPs, or what do you all have recorded?
So we just put out our first official EP.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's very exciting. We've been working on that for a while. So Jack and I have been writing together for a long time, and we had done a little bit of recording. It sounded okay. Nothing like too serious, just like basement setup situations. And so once we started playing with the full band and we're making music more of a full-time thing, we decided we absolutely needed to have something in hand to show people so that we could book shows more easily. Because we had some live material as well that was recorded, but you really need that professionally tracked stuff to do anything as a band. So we started working on an album and intended it to be a full length. And we just had so much material to work with and wanted to get something out by the spring. So with that timeline in mind and with as much material as we had, we decided to just put an EP out first, and now we're working on a full length as well.
So where did you all record that?
We did that at Everloft Studios in Chalfont, PA.
Okay.
Yeah, with an awesome dude named Joe.
Cool deal. All right. Was there any reason why you guys went out that way instead of something here local? Does he specialize in folk or?
So our previous keys player is in a band with him.
Okay.
So we had that personal connection, and when we went and checked out the studio, we just vibed really well with him right away. He was willing to work with us, and he's a really good dude. He's good at his job. He offered us a good rate, so
all right, yeah, makes
that's what
sense.
we were trying to do.
So you guys are booking shows. You guys got 2 tours under your belt. Where are you guys playing here locally? Where do you guys see yourself performing in Philly?
So we just played a show at Bourbon and Branch. That's where we did our EP release show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. So upcoming, I'll let Jack tell you about these. He does the booking for the band.
So coming up, today is June 19th. We've actually got the biggest gap between shows that we've had in like a few months. Our next thing will be Tie-Dye Festival at the Community Arts Center that Emily works at, July 16th or something like that, 17th. We'll be at Silk City, which is at 5th and Spring Garden, playing a show with Philadelphia's fabulous Hurricane Haas. It's actually a Philadelphia Folksong Society sponsored show. People that put on Philly
There's
Folk
a
Fest.
Philadelphia Folk Society here?
Oh, yeah.
What? Jesus Christ, it's huge. So folk music's like really big out here then, huh?
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know that. That's fucking new to me.
We should come back to talk about Folksong Society because they're cool.
All right.
But Silk City, we're playing at. We're playing some festivals, but here in Philly, pretty much the prime places that we've played at: Bourbon and Branch, Kung Fu Necktie. I think those are probably my favorite places in the city to play. Yeah, we're August 3rd or August 6th. I'm sorry, it's a Sunday. We'll be playing at World Cafe Live upstairs, opening for a band called Future Thieves. So very excited for that.
Okay.
Love that place.
All right. So I want to talk about that. How did you catch? So there, I've talked to folks and they're not sure how to do. How did you end up opening for somebody else that was touring?
If you are an up and coming band, one of the best resources that you can use is this website called indieonthemove.com.
Okay.
I will say it again, indieonthemove.com. That is how I booked this last tour. It's how you can find bands. So basically, it is a website that specializes in listing venues in areas. You register as a band with your area. So this World Cafe Live gig, I don't exactly remember if it was the booking agent or if it was the actual band, sent out a show availability thing for Philadelphia, and then the website emails all the Philly bands in the corresponding genres, basically saying, hey, we're looking for a local opener, and I try to jump on those as soon as I can, saying, hey, this is who we are, it's our draw. And it's just a great way to be aware of the shows that are coming up in your area. It's a great way to hop on shows that are probably bigger, that need these local openers for. I love that website. The venue function is how I book so much stuff.
Dude, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's a great resource, dude. That's awesome. So let's talk a little. Oh wait, you mentioned in a message to me that you're also doing open mic nights, but that you are.
Oh yeah, we're the featured performer. This will have happened probably before this episode's up. Today's Monday, the 19th. It's Wednesday, the 21st that we're doing this. Just the featured act at the Dawson Street Pub, open mic up in Manayunk. We just recently played as a featured act at the Connie's Rick Rack open mic, which was awesome. We played 4 songs, and had one of like the most rocking crowds that we'd had in Philly.
So do you guys? Did you guys do West Philly Porch Fest?
Yes. Talk about Porch Fest.
Oh, and can I vape in here? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we did Porch Fest this year and last year. We're very lucky to be one of the houses that has a porch in West Philly, so we had access to that as soon as we heard about it. One of the people that puts on Porch Fest is in a band that we've played with before, so we heard about it like right away when they announced it and told them that we wanted to participate, and ended up playing last year and then wandering around West Philly and just having such a great day. It's such a cool event, having everybody come out onto their porches and make music, and just really a great community event. Everybody is walking around West Philly all day long, and people who wouldn't necessarily normally get a chance to play, as long as you have access to a porch, you can get time for a performance. So I think it's a really cool thing.
That's awesome, man. That's cool. Now, getting back to performances, he kind of blew it off for a second, but he said, I'm playing festivals. And I looked up, and you were playing this large electronic festival. Is that right? So tell me about that. How the hell did you get hooked up with that? Don't tell me that was that website. And how did you get on that? And how in the world did a folk band get onto an electronic? Well, I guess it's psychedelic, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm chilling with you guys. I see, there's total psychedelia here. But how did it happen?
Again, we can thank Kendra Dingley, our graphic designer, for this one. She's actually, I think, a partner at this point of this festival, doing their design, and she's helped doing some of the booking, and that's actually nice. Helping to get some full bands into this particular festival. A group that I used to play with that has friends of ours in it, called Spun Sugar, is playing. They're not an electronic artist. They're like a cool, funky full band. Our bass player and the guy that we had as our keys player on this tour that we just recently did, their jam band is going to be playing this festival. I'm actually going to be playing guitar for that group as well. It's kind of like a fill-in thing as they're like going through some member changes. And there's some other full bands that are playing. So I think that festival is trying to like broaden, but you know, its nighttime thing is going to be DJs with crazy lights.
Yeah, where is that at?
This is in Lawrence, New York, kind of in the middle of nowhere. Closest city, kind of like Syracuse. It's a little southeast of Syracuse.
That's awesome, man. So they just kind of found a spot and just like
Yeah, it's a big old farm, plenty of acres. Looks really beautiful out there. So we're gonna be up
it's
there.
like a DIY fest. This is not like some major conglomerate.
Definitely not a major conglomerate thing. They've done it years past. I don't, you know, I don't know a ton about it. We're
You're
excited
gonna find
to be,
out, bro.
Yes,
You're gonna fucking find out.
So we're gonna head up there. That's Saturday, July 29th. If anybody's interested, we have discount tickets available for that.
How much are tickets for that, by the way?
I think the festival is selling them for like $50 for like a 3-day weekend. We have them for less than that. You know, I'm not gonna turn anyone away for lack of funds.
Right. Yeah, a 3-day festival for $50 on a beautiful bunch of acre farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds like a
It's
rad
a good deal.
freaking time, dude. That sounds rad. There's other festivals as well that you're booked for to perform at as well. Or is that the only one?
That's the only like bigger multi-day festival like that. I really wanted to be doing more of them this summer, but we've only been playing with the full drum kit for less than a year. We just didn't have the recorded material available to properly book it, and I didn't want all these different festivals. I didn't want their booking agents to, you know, have their first impression of us be something that wasn't recorded well, or you know, I wanted, you know, to come in swinging. I didn't want to fall flat originally, so we're gonna be hitting that festival booking thing hard for next year.
Hey, how long does it take to book a tour? How much pre-planning? Like, how when do you start? All right,
I'm taking off my glasses here so I can like rub my eyes. This is honestly the most difficult and grueling and shitty process of being in like an up and coming band. I would love to have a booking agent and take all that stuff off of my shoulders. You want to start booking, I try to do like 3-4 months in advance. That's generally a safe amount of time. At least some places are already booked up by then. Some places you got to look at 6 months in advance. Some places, if you ask, you know, for a date 6 months in advance, like, oh man, hit me up in 2 months. I'm not booking that far. Kind of depends on the place. So when you're trying to book that tour, you got to have a general area in mind that you're trying to go to, general path, but you know, you don't know exactly. You're like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna first start out. Okay, we'll start in Richmond. I kind of want to start this week, so I'll throw this date range at a bunch of different venues and see who bites. And nobody's gonna respond at first. You gotta follow up like 3 or 4 freaking times. Finally, someone will get back to you. And you know, you keep doing that, and you just have to throw these date ranges at different areas. Just hit up all the different venues. Just see who bites, see who gets back. You know, maybe someplace that's farther away got back. Oh, I can do this, you know, at this day. And then you have to double back because someone's like, oh, well, we can only do this day. And you're like, damn, man, it's a good venue. Like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to double back and play this. But, God, you're out of the way. And it's...
Wow, man. So it's intense. It's a long process. Then
Sucks,
it's a headache.
Man. I sit at that desk just for hours sometimes, just like sending out these booking emails saying, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do. I think our booking email is, you know, pretty professional. I tried to be short, concise, to the point. Nobody wants to read 13 paragraph bio. I just got
So
like
you should check out. I think Lockjaw Media is doing some booking as well, and Paper Scissors Media. They're two
Okay,
dudes.
awesome.
They're
Would love
two.
to.
I shouldn't say two dudes. I apologize, Drea. I'm sorry. Uh, Drea does Lockjaw Media, and Maddie does Paper Scissors Media, and I think that both of them do booking. I don't know that it would be that intense into going like where you guys are going to, like the South, North Carolina, and Tennessee, that type of stuff. But it's worth checking into, man. And I mean, they get down, dude. They
That's good to know.
Drea
Thank
went
you.
to Temple as well, and she went for fucking music business. And when I heard that, I was like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life? Like that's a thing. Like why didn't I do that?" And Maddie, he's just kind of like an all around good dude. And like, I mean, he helps out a lot of bands, so you might want to check into both of those. Yeah, man. So that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. 3-4 months in advance. trying
Yeah,
to book
you have
something.
to you have to at least be thinking 3-4 months in advance. Doesn't hurt to go for 5 or 6, because certain places you'll try to hit them up and you won't hear anything. Like we were in Asheville, North Carolina, and I tried for months hitting up every venue in that city, like trying to play in this time frame, and we only pulled something in because this place had a cancellation in like less than a month, before we were gonna be in town. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done it. It's tough, man. I'm sure these venues just get so many emails from so many different artists. I guess they can't respond to everybody. But it's frustrating.
Yeah, I
It's
bet, dude. I can see it in
time-consuming and
your
it's
face.
frustrating.
You're already done with it, and you're already frustrated again just thinking about it, right?
It's like you can tell me no, man. If you don't want to book us, you can tell me no. Just
Tell me something.
tell me
right?
something.
It's that anxiety of waiting
I'm
to
just
hear
gonna
something back.
I'm just gonna keep hitting you up every 2 weeks if you don't answer me. So like we're both annoyed here, man.
Right. So is there anything else that you'd like to add? Oh wait, yeah, we got to go back to that thing you were talking about.
Oh yeah, folk music.
There you go. Yeah. So let's definitely
in
plug that.
Philadelphia, Philly Folksong Society. You want to talk about Folk Fest?
Fucking Folk Fest. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Go
so
ahead.
the Philadelphia Folksong Society puts on Philadelphia Folk Fest, which Jack and I have been going to for the past 3 years, and we're trying to play at. We're not going to be doing that this year, but we're keeping our fingers crossed for next year, now that we actually have our EP out, and we might have released the full album by then too. So we're going to have more material to work with to send them. Folksong Society is amazing. They are a collective of musicians, and you can join and become a member as a band, and they will help to do promotion for you. They'll set up shows. Yeah, we're gonna do that very soon. We haven't taken that plunge quite yet as a band, but we're about to do that.
So
very
Philly
soon.
Folk Music Society, or I'm sorry,
Folksong Society.
Philly Folksong
Mhm.
Society. So is it something that you pay into, or what is this?
Yeah, you do pay a membership fee, either as an individual, or as a band. I think the band thing is a different name, like an artist. I don't exactly remember. But then they're the ones that put on the Philadelphia Folk Festival, which is the longest continuously running outdoor music festival in North America. This year will be its 56th, maybe 57th
Whoa,
consecutive
man.
year, and there's people that have been going like really almost the whole time. Like there's camps there that have set up, they set up in the same spot. It's the same people. Like there's people that have been going for like 40 years. There's kids that are adults now that have gone every year of their life. Our friend Tim, I don't know if he's ever really missed a year, and he's 25, 26.
He was there in the womb.
Yeah, he's a fest baby.
He was born there, huh?
Yeah, just it's the sense of community is incredible. It's all about like the camping area and the family and the camaraderie. we love it. We've only been going for a few years.
I think it really speaks to just the folk community in the greater Philadelphia area as well. That's something I love about this city so much is that there is a place for every genre, and folk music definitely has a stronghold here in this city. West Philly in itself has a ton of folk musicians, and it's a really great community. Yeah, we're really happy to be a part of it. For a while we were toying around with the idea of maybe moving to more of a southern city like Asheville, something like that, where country, bluegrass, folk music is more prevalent, but we've definitely found our home here within the folk community in Philadelphia.
That's awesome, man. Something I would have known about. I'm more of like metal, hard punk, and hip hop. So
Yeah,
I
and
have no idea.
there's all that here too. There's
there
a
is.
little bit of everything. I love
There's
it.
so much everything. So is there anything else that you guys would like to add? Anything that maybe I skipped over or?
I mean, what I always want to add to everyone is, if you're a local artist that wants to be like playing out more, like the best thing that you can do is go to other local shows, support your local scene. That's where this all starts. Bands, I feel like, come up together a lot of times. If you build this collective, you build this, these little groups of bands. You play shows together, not always all the time, but you share this fan group and it pulls people in. They tell their friends. That's how all these scenes, all these movements start. And like, if you're not going to support the scene that you're in, then who is? Go out and see your friend's band. Go out and support these local shows. That's the only way that this whole scene keeps moving.
Awesome, man. Anything else?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that sentiment. Jack and I try to go out and see as many shows as we do play shows, maybe even more. We just absolutely have immersed ourselves within the live music community in Philadelphia, and there's a little bit of everything. If I want to just go and listen to some mellow jazz, I can find that. If I want to go and dance and boogie down, I can find that. And I love it. And it's absolutely something you can fully immerse yourself within in this city. And that's so important to do, if you're trying to be a part of the community and be successful.
Awesome, Darlington. Where can people get a hold of you if they want to find out more about you?
They can find us at www.darlington.com. darlingtyn.com, and if you just want to listen to our music, we've got most everything that we have recorded, our EP, our live stuff at darlington.bandcamp.com. You can download stuff, it's Pay What You Will, live, our new EP, studio EP's on there. darlington.bandcamp.com for all that.
Killer, man. Thank you very much for inviting me into your home and for sitting here and talking with me. It was an awesome conversation, and it was really nice meeting you both.
Thank you. You too.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome, man. Talk to you guys later.